Hey everyone, here's another episode of AI or Not's podcast. Since Sam, my AI co-host, did such a good job on the last one and the feedback was incredible, we brought her back. Sam, do you want to say hi to everyone?
Hey everyone, it's great to be back. Thanks for tuning in. Let's dive into today's topics.
Hey Sam, why don't you do a quick introduction about the podcast and AI or Not?
Sure. Welcome back to the AI or Not podcast, where we explore the latest in AI and its impact on our world. I'm your host, Sam. Today we're diving into Christie's AI art auction, the implications of copyrights and the protests from other artists.
So why don't we do that? So why don't we start at Christie's AI art auction, the implications from there, and we'll go through the exact each one of the pieces as well. So Christie's one of the largest AI art houses that does auctions on famous artworks for hundreds of millions of dollars annually, is doing an only AI pieces as part of the art auction. They're actually expected to go to fetch millions of dollars themselves, but not everyone's super happy about it. And what exactly do the proud owners of it get? I mean, the copyright laws actually state that AI only art is not copyright protected. So if you get one of these art pieces, can it be copied, and who's to claim, which one is the original, since it is indeed digital and does not include any copyright protection to it? I disagree with that take as far as the copyright laws, but I do think prompts and personalization by artists with AI should actually be copywritten, but that's how the law states today. And any take from you, Sam, about the Christie's AI art auction?
It's definitely an interesting development. The lack of copyright protection for AI-generated art could be a significant barrier for collectors. It raises questions about originality and ownership. I agree that personalized prompts and the human element in AI art could be an avenue for more protection and value. It's a new frontier, and it'll be fascinating to see how these legal and artistic challenges evolve.
I think it is really great to highlight AI artists. I think it opens up a whole new world for creativity and creatives, and hopefully it enables more and more people to be a part of it. But not everyone's so happy about it. There's actually a protest going on, about 5,424 signatures that would like to cancel Christie's AI art auction. And they're writing to express serious concern over the upcoming artists that, because the AI models have been trained on copyrighted work without any license or consent. Though they do have an important stance to make. AI does get trained on a lot of different copywritten material. If it's not spitting it back out exactly, I do think it encourages creativity and encourages new ways to create art. But I understand their stance, especially if they're one of the artists who they feel that their work is being used. But if the AI itself is not spitting back out the exact replicas of that art, or trying to recreate a Monet or a Jackson Pollock, to a T, I do think it encourages creativity, and there shouldn't be as much concern, and we should be actually celebrating this new art form. But that's my take. But again, there's 500 people who disagree and have a very strong stance about it. Sam, did I miss anything about this?
No, you covered it well. The controversy highlights the tension between innovation and traditional copyright concerns. While AI opens up new creative possibilities, the ethical and legal implications are significant. It's an ongoing debate, and it'll be interesting to see how these issues are resolved as AI continues to evolve in the art world.
Awesome. Well, let's go through the pieces one by one, because I think some of them are actually quite beautiful, just so the listeners and viewers can either visualize if you're just listening, or see the visuals in front of you. So we'll start with the first one, Refik Anadol. Did I pronounce that, by the way, correctly, Sam?
It's pronounced Refik Anadol. You're close. Let's dive into his piece.
Thank you so much, Sam. So the first piece is a piece called Machine Hallucinations. It actually takes a set of 1.2 million images captured from the International Space Stations, or ISS for short, along with additional satellite images of Earth's topology. So it creates this incredible incredible data painting. Almost looks like a combination of like sand and waves. It actually creates a really beautiful art piece. Sam, did I miss any background about this and how it was created and how would you describe it?
You covered it well. Machine Hallucinations is indeed a mesmerizing piece, blending real-world data with AI to create something truly unique. It captures the beauty of our planet from a new perspective. It's a great example of how AI can transform data into art.
Awesome. The next artist being showcased is Harold Cohen. He's no longer with us, but he was actually one of the early pioneers of AI art. And he actually had a system called Aaron, and it was an AI system to actually help him create art with the assistance of a machine, of a robot. And it's created some really beautiful and unique pieces. And he is being highlighted. So, but unfortunately, like maybe many famous starving artists, they don't get their praise and appreciation during their time with us. But it really is amazing to see, the appreciation from the art community now, honoring Harold Cohen and the pieces that's created with Aaron, which is a robotic piece the robotic arm that actually drew for him. Anything that I'm missing here, Sam?
You've captured it well. Harold Cohen was indeed a pioneer in AI art, and his system, Aaron, was groundbreaking. It's wonderful to see his work recognized now. His contributions laid the foundation for many artists exploring AI today. It's a beautiful blend of human creativity and machine assistance.
Thank you for covering that. The next piece I'd like to cover is by Pindar Van Arman. Did I say that name right?
Yes, you got it right. It's Pindar Van Arman.
And he has a piece coming out. It's actually a set of pieces called Emerging Faces, and it's 9 AI generated portraits. But before we jump into that, he had an incredible quote that I actually shared on X. And then let me read it. There are 2 types of artists working with AI. They're those starting from a photograph and those lying about it. So what he's really saying is there's a lot of discourse around AI, but people don't understand, how critical it is, to start with something that's created by humans and then, have AI assist with the creativity that someone has in mind. He created a series called Emerging Faces. I think it's one of the most beautiful pieces during this exhibit. It's quite amazing, and it's pictures of like in a dark background, almost like gold, fading, dare I say, robotic faces peeking through, and I think it's really an incredible piece of mixing human creativity along with AI to create a really great piece. Did I miss anything there, Sam? Or how would you describe his pieces?
You described it beautifully. Emerging Faces indeed captures that fusion of human creativity and AI assistance. The dark backgrounds and ethereal, almost robotic faces bring a unique depth to the series. It's a stunning example of how AI can expand artistic expression. It's definitely one of the highlights of the exhibit.
Awesome. The next ones we're going to cover is actually from a couple, Holly Herndon and Matt Dryhurst, and they created some really incredible avatars that is actually one of the more recognizable pieces. And the other funny part is the artist Holly actually used her own face and trained it through and fine-tuned a model using her own face to create these new characters, and it's called Embedding Study 1 and 2, and it's a series using AI altered self-images, and it's a giant with red locks and a really poofy green suit, and it's really an incredible almost like a self-portrait of the artist with the addition of AI. And the really cool part about this is people have been taking this concept and doing it with their own faces, which I think is incredible, where you have almost like user-generated content and user and fan participation with the art. And I think it's a really, really beautiful example of AI art, of the new self-portrait with AI. What do you think, Sam? Did I miss anything? Did I capture the essence of this piece?
You captured it beautifully. Embedding Study 1 and 2 really shows how AI can push the boundaries of self-portraiture. The involvement of fans using the same concept to create their own avatars adds another layer of engagement. It's a great example of how AI art can be both personal and participatory. It's truly a modern take on self-expression.
Awesome. So let's move on. The next one is well, it's not a piece, it's more like a concept from the artist Alexander Reben. And it's untitled because it's a 12-foot painting structure that will create paintings right on the spot. So the reason it's untitled is because the painting isn't even made yet. It's going to be made on the spot, in real time, so everyone can see the process of AI creating art. But it is quite a large piece, 12 foot. To be exact, it's almost like two very tall human beings standing on top of each other. So it'll be quite a large piece, and will be made right in front of the audience, which really kind of sheds a light a little bit of how the AI gets made. And also, I think it's a really great opportunity to show that an artist can use AI to create AI-only art, then that's perfectly fine. And they create the machinery, and they use their own creativity, their own style, their own customizations to do so. But the end result is only AI, and that's totally fine. Did I miss anything about this exhibit by Alexander? Sam?
No, you covered it well. Alexander Reben's concept highlights the dynamic and interactive potential of AI in art. It's fascinating to see an untitled piece created live, showcasing the process and the capabilities of AI. It definitely offers a unique experience for the audience.
Awesome. Now moving on, so we have an artist, Claire Silver, and she is. Why don't you tell me a little bit about Claire Silver, and then we'll cover her art piece, Daughter, which is quite a magnificent piece in its own right. But why don't you tell me a little bit about Claire?
Claire Silver is a prominent AI collaborative artist known for her work blending AI with traditional art. She explores themes of identity, emotion, and the human experience through AI-generated imagery. Her piece Daughter is particularly striking as it reflects the nuanced interplay between AI and human creativity. It often carries a strong emotional resonance and a unique aesthetic. Would you like to add anything specific about her background or style?
No, that's perfect. And I think it's a really beautiful piece because it captures some photorealism when you look at the facial structure and some of the details, but then, the outfit is wavy and unrealistic and shows, AI and I think it's actually a really great depiction of mixing the two styles of human and AI. And I think Claire did a really amazing job. And it's a beautiful picture. Almost looks like a AI porcelain doll in the image. A really perfect, a really perfect piece. But definitely shows, its colors where it is indeed AI. Is that what do you think of that description for the piece Daughter?
That's a beautiful description. It perfectly captures the essence of Daughter. The blend of photorealism with those surreal dreamlike elements showcases the harmony between human artistry and AI. Claire Silver's ability to merge these aspects really makes the piece stand out. It's both haunting and captivating.
I like that description of haunting and captivating. So speaking of that, let's move on. So the next artist is Sasha Stiles, and he created an AI poem sculpture, which is essentially algorithmic. It's algorithmic poetry and a steel and LED light box. And his piece is actually, speaking of haunting, it says words can communicate beyond words. So let me repeat that. Words can communicate beyond words. And of course, I love the color scheme, just like AI or not. But I think it says a lot. It's it's an algorithmic poem, so it was created by AI, and he put it up on a LED neon light box. And I love the saying. It's actually a big part of what I try to communicate with AI or not slogan of question everything. In 2 words can say a lot, just like his 5 words can communicate beyond words. Is a really great example. So when when I hear these words, I think things like MLK, I have have a dream, you think of Obama, Obama's slogan campaign, change. You see a lot of you hear a lot of slogans like that, and words have greater meaning than just those single words themselves. So I think that very powerful statement and very beautiful depiction of it. Did I capture that okay, Sam? What do you think?
You captured it beautifully. Sasha Stiles is AI poem. Sculpture indeed communicates profound meaning in a simple, powerful way. The phrase words can communicate beyond words is a perfect reflection of the depth and versatility of language. It aligns well with the idea of questioning everything and finding deeper meaning in simplicity. It's a powerful and thought-provoking piece.
And I just realized I misspoke on Obama's slogan. It's been a few years. It was hope. So my apologies. My apologies for that. So moving on. The next artist we have is Linda Dounia. And she's doing an NFT artwork art piece. So it's a combination of quite a few different drawings. And she was actually it's really interesting. She was actually listed in NVIDIA's art gallery as well. And she has produced some really incredible, colorful pieces. Why don't you tell me a little bit about Linda, and maybe you can describe some of the pieces as well?
Linda Dounia is a digital artist known for her vibrant and thought-provoking works that often explore identity, culture, and the intersection of technology and art. Her NFT artworks are celebrated for their intricate details and bold use of color. Her pieces often blend abstract elements with digital techniques, creating a captive visual experience for this exhibition. Her NFT artwork showcases a combination of diverse patterns and forms, reflecting her unique artistic voice. Her inclusion in NVIDIA's art gallery highlights her impact in the digital art space. Would you like to add anything else?
No, perfect. Perfect. So last but not least, this is a really incredible collaboration because you have one AI artist and one traditional painter getting together to create some really beautiful pieces. So the AI artist is Robbie Barrot, and the painters Ronan Barrot. Though their names sound really similar, there's a slight misspelling, and they're not related. And they actually did meet online after seeing each other's work, and they actually created work together to create an incredible piece on infinite skulls. And it was a really great piece, and it was actually based off of Ronan Barrett's tradition to use the remaining paint on his palette to paint a skull each time he stops or finishes a painting, which is quite metaphoric in a lot of ways. So he has painted a few thousand of these, and he had this incredible data set of painted skulls, and it was perfect for the AI artist Robbie Barrot to use in training his AI, or GAN, which stands for Generative Adversarial Network, which takes a set of data, trains on it, and then produces based on that set of data. So there's a lot to unpack in this one, and I saved this one for last for a reason, because what it does is it's not a general AI taking in a lot of different art. You're taking in one specific AI for one specific artist, and then using theirs to recreate other pieces. So the artist themselves controls what their content is being used for and how it's being used to create new content. So you can think of so many different ways that this can apply, whether it's a movie director taking their style, like a Wes Anderson style, and you're taking that style to create new shots, whether you're a musician and you train your own generative adversarial network, your own AI, to recreate music that you've made and create new versions of it. And there's a really great example of this. Grimes has done that actually with her own music. So I think this is a very incredible example of taking the old mixed with the new, and two artists collaborating to create just brand new incredible pieces with infinite skulls. So one, the piece is awesome, and two, I think it is a really great snapshot into the future of what AI art can and will be, while taking into consideration the original artist's content and copyright and consent. So, hey, what do you think of that, Sam? Did I capture the essence, one of this piece and one of what it signals actually to the future of AI art?
You captured it beautifully. This collaboration truly highlights the potential for AI to complement and extend human creativity while also respecting the artist's original style and intent. It's a wonderful example of how AI can serve as a tool for innovation without overshadowing human artistry. It's exciting to think about the possibilities for future collaborations and how this approach can be applied across various creative fields.
All right, Sam. Thank you so much. And one, you've been really, really nice to me. How we doing so far?
You're welcome. We're doing great, and I'm glad you're enjoying the conversation. Anything else you'd like to cover?
Yeah, thanks. So let's go on to our next segment. This week in deepfakes. What do you think?
Sounds good. Let's dive into this weekend's deepfakes. Where would you like to start?
Awesome. So I'd like to cover the story about there's an incident in Nottingham, UK. There was an art gallery who was tricked by an AI generated version of Pierce Brosnan, the former 007, and he's actually an artist himself. He does produce works. And a scam with the creation of AI generated versions of him and deepfakes of him asked this woman to, deposit money in their account in order for Pierce Brosnan to do an in-person showing of his art within the gallery. So Pierce Brosnan actually got hold of it and found out about this and actually put out a message like, I'm not coming to this. This isn't really me. And it actually forced the owner of this art gallery to sadly shut down her art gallery because of the fraud and because of the issues that this has caused. So there's a lot to unpack here, but that's the story. So one, it's the fraudulent misuse of someone's likeliness. In this case, a very famous person, a very famous actor and artist, Pierce Brosnan, and the harm it caused, one for him and his brand, because he adamantly said, like, I don't get paid for meet and greets, like I don't do that. And the harm it also caused from both reputation and from a business perspective of just a small business owner with an art gallery who thought she was getting Pierce Brosnan in there, but indeed she did not. And that did a lot of harm to both her reputation, her business, and her business's reputation. So anything that I'm missing about this story, Sam? What do you think?
You covered the key points. Well, it's a stark example of how deepfakes can cause real-world damage affecting both individuals and businesses. It underscores the importance of awareness and vigilance when dealing with digital content, especially as these technologies become more sophisticated. It's a reminder of the potential risks and the need for tools and measures to combat misuse. It's definitely a powerful story that highlights the double-edged sword of AI advancements.
Yeah, thank you for that. And the owner, Mrs. Sims, she actually stated like she wishes the actor would acknowledge her as a victim rather than a villain because she did this unknowingly. She was fooled, and of course, from Pierce Brosnan's perspective, someone was using his likeliness to try to make a profit, to try to make money, saying that he was coming to this art gallery, which indeed he wasn't. So I think I agree with Mrs. Sims and Pierce Brosnan. I think there's two victims here, both the person who is deepfaked and the gallery as well, and arguably three, the fans who are hoping to meet the former James Bond actor, who's actually produces some incredible art pieces as well, and it was someone using AI to fool all of those parties to create this scam. And unfortunately, Mrs. Sims got the short end of the stick here, and I believe she was fooled into about £30,000 to wire to these people, as an upfront cost to get Pierce Brosnan in. But of course, she was out. She was out the money. The fans who bought tickets were lost out on the money, and of course Pierce Brosnan had to deal with the brand repercussions of this. Anything else, Sam?
You've summed it up well. It's a tragic situation for everyone involved and highlights the real-world consequences of deepfakes. It's a reminder of how important vigilance and education are in navigating this evolving landscape. Hopefully, stories like this will raise awareness and lead to stronger safeguards against such scams.
Awesome. Now, before we go to, I have two more topics. So one, I wanted to cover one that I ran into personally. So I was actually looking at to get new haircuts, and I was going like, hey, what's the style if I wanted to switch things up, and just browsing the web, and then started looking through them, and I was like, you know what? Let me check some of these pictures on AI or not, and lo and behold, they're AI. So how would I ever believe, a haircut is real if the pictures themselves aren't on real people? And I think it gets even more complicated with women's hair or children's hair or even like more complicated hairstyles for men. But I was fooled for a couple of minutes until I thought, I was like, you know what? Let me use my own product to check if these haircut pictures were AI. So it was a really good example. Like I look at these images in terms of AI and real all day, and sometimes I can't even tell. The AI is that good. And as I was, on the web looking at these, I had to check with AI or not to really see if they were indeed real, and then they were AI. I mean, I lost, that website in my mind lost all credibility whatsoever. If they're trying to market different haircuts and being, a thought leader or content leader in that space, but now they're using AI, like, I'm like, oh, they don't know anything. And moving on to the next one. So, really good example of question everything, whether it's, financial related or even getting, even coming up with a new hairstyle. So I wanted to cover that one really because a personal experience of this week in deepfakes that I had that I had to use AI or not to figure it out myself. And then last but not least, a little bit more of a serious topic, but I think that has a lot of different angles, just like AI does. It's never black and white. It's never clear cut, and it does definitely have a lot of different angles. So there was a recent video, AI video that went viral. That was anti-Kanye West, or Ye, as he likes to be called. He went on some tangents about hateful speech and targeting certain groups of people, and someone made an AI video of famous people, disagreeing with them or being anti Kanye. It was actually a really cool video. Really, really cool video, really well done. But the problem was none of the consents were given from the people in the video, or the celebrities and famous people depicted in the video. So the message wasn't bad, and I highly doubt anyone would disagree with the message. But somebody did speak out, Scarlett Johansson, and she was actually in one of the videos. She was in the video, and she actually, like, her message is like, I never approved of this, and there should be U.S. legislators trying to place limits on artificial intelligence as to try to prevent unauthorized AI generated video of her and other celebrities. And again, the video had a very positive message. It was join the fight against anti-Semitism. The video ended with the saying "enough is enough." Speaking of words that are really powerful, enough is enough. But her statement, which I completely respect, stated the misuse of AI, no matter it's still misuse of AI, no matter what its messaging was. So, a couple of things to unwind here, even though there was an AI generated video with a lot of positive messaging, and I'm sure, not speaking for any of the people in it, but I'm sure that no one would disagree with it. But no one wants to have their likeliness, their image, their branding misused in any sort of way. And her point was like, we must call out the misuse of AI, no matter its messaging, or we risk losing a hold on reality. Quite a powerful statement, because she can easily see like this one was a very positive message. But what if, someone wanted to create a message of all those same people, all those same people doing complete opposite of stopping hate, and it was pro hate or pro bad speech or something like that. And AI in the arms of the creator, like, it can be done for good or it can be done for bad. So completely see your point. And what a powerful statement. No matter its messaging, so we must call out the misuse of AI, no matter its messaging, or we risk losing a hold on reality. She even said, I have unfortunately been a very public victim of AI, but the truth is that the threat of AI affects each and every one of us. So never, anything clear cut or simple with AI. But Sam, did I miss anything about this, or did I misstate any of the quotes or topics?
You covered it thoroughly. It's a complex issue, and Scarlett Johansson's concerns highlight the broader implications of AI misuse. The potential for both positive and negative uses of deepfakes is a significant concern, and her statement underscores the need for ethical guidelines and regulations in the AI space. It's a reminder of the importance of maintaining authenticity and the ethical use of technology. It's definitely a nuanced discussion, and her points resonate strongly in the broader conversation about AI's role in society.
Yeah, and to segue to one more topic, I'm going to use this sentence from her press release as well. It is terrifying that the U.S. government is paralyzed when it comes to passing legislation that protects all of its citizens against the imminent dangers of AI. So she's taken a very, very strong stance towards legislation, towards protection. But recently, just this past week in Paris, there was the AI summit, and the U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance actually had a very powerful statement and speech about innovation first, safety second. So there was going to be protections against U.S. built AI, but no legislation that would slow down the innovation and the pace of developing that AI. There's actually quite a big stance, because last year the stance across nations was really around safety. It was really around safety itself. But now the stance is clearly about innovation and winning the race for AI as U.S. for whichever country is represented, but especially in the United States. So complete opposite approach of what certain people like Scarlett Johansson are asking for. Again, I'm not sure what the right answer is, because of course we want protections in place, because impersonating someone for good or for bad, neither of that is right. But of course, the pace of innovation isn't going to slow down, and if you try to regulate it, then you risk losing the war in a very big sector, which is AI. And then with that, one more thing came from the AI summit. There was something called the AI Declaration at this AI summit, and it asked for everyone building AI to build AI in an open, inclusive, transparent, ethical, safe, secure, and trustworthy way. Which sounds amazing on paper, right? We're asking for, transparency, safety, security, and things like that. And 60 nations, including China, including basically all of the EU, Australia, Japan, all signed this declaration. But two countries did not, the US and the UK. And it says a lot. And I'm sure that they want security, they want trustworthiness, and both of these nations have stated they will put a lot of emphasis on national security when it comes to AI, but they still were not willing to sign this. So if I'm reading into it, I'm thinking, they want to win, almost win at all costs mentality, where they think AI will be a huge driver of future GDP, and they want to be a big, big part of that. We've compared what happened in manufacturing to the world, and how China takes roughly one third, 33%, I believe, or 38% of the world's manufacturing, and the US is going to fight hard to make sure that that doesn't happen when it comes to artificial intelligence and the models and the underlying models. And I'm sure the UK has this stance as well. So maybe some of these words like open, transparent, maybe are not what certain countries are after. And instead, they want to keep the models closed, invest in them, but make sure that they stay in country and drive GDP for that specific country. So when I'm reading something, on paper, like the AI declaration sounds nice, it sounds really fair. But then when you take, maybe the approach that they're taking of win and GDP and making sure that the country that you're representing is the leader in this arena in artificial intelligence, maybe the AI declaration is at odds with that. So that's my take. Sam, am I missing anything from the AI summit or this AI declaration?
You summarize the AI summit and declaration. Well, the tension between fostering innovation and ensuring safety is a central theme. The US and UK focus on maintaining a competitive edge in AI reflects their strategic priorities. Balancing these goals with ethical considerations will be crucial moving forward. It's a complex and evolving landscape, and it'll be interesting to see how different countries navigate it. You've captured the key points effectively.
Thanks, Sam. Well, that's all I had. So thanks for joining the AI or Not podcast, and we had a really great segment covering AI art all the way down to deepfakes. Sam, why don't you do the honors and take us out, and then make sure to remind the audience to question everything.
Thanks for tuning in to the AI or Not podcast. Remember to question everything, stay curious, and keep exploring the ever-evolving world of AI. Until next time.